Hi, today is March 30th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 494 for the year, Dubuffet from Overhead. There's a sculpture at 20 Pine Street called Group of Four Trees that you can look down upon from the terrace. Compared to the view from the street, it's not that much more abstracted or stunning. It just is what it is, what it is. But I took it as a bit of a wink to me when I was told it was one of those sculptures by Dubuffet. I told my host that I had named the first King Missile Dogfly Religion release after one of his paintings. And then I thought, tomorrow morning at home I will write a not very interesting poem about this. Poem number 495, Sky Vault. The concert at Sky Vault yesterday was exhilarating. I put the three musicians on the spot. I asked Gene Pritsker, Wayne Dumaine, and Michael J. Visceglia if they would play along with poem number 457, It Twists, and they did a phenomenal job. Robert C. Ford, Adrian Mooney, and Charles Coleman all made the evening unforgettable, which is why this morning I still remember it. Poem number 496, Three Establishments at Bleecker. I passed an old butcher shop next to a new bike store on Bleecker, but I didn't get a picture. Brompton's at 287 was offensive enough with its display that happily sang, "You can't afford these bikes, don't even bother walking in." Then Ottomonelli's at 285 shouted, "Step right up and dive into our swimming pool of butchered bloody meat." I held my breath because I remembered the smell from when my mom used to shop there. But then I happened to look across the street and saw at 280 the very recently opened Slutty Vegan. I stepped right up and dived into that instead. I felt like a used, dirty slut afterwards, but in a good way. Poem number 497, at Slutty Vegan last Thursday. I got the one-night stand without onions, and let me tell you, they don't fuck you on the bacon on the one-night stand. They give you plenty of bacon, and I'd say the bacon was the weakest link in the chain, but it was pretty fucking good, and the whole burger was pretty fucking excellent. And it came with fries, and the fries come with slutty dust seasoning, which is sold separately, and which I will probably buy the next time I am there. It was a rainy, slutty day at Slutty Vegan last Thursday. I'm glad I went, and I will definitely be back. Poem number 498, Why This Poem Exists. Before Slutty Vegan and the butchers and the bikes on Bleecker, I did my first cursory walk through the Whitney Biennial. I only spent it about an hour and a half, but I'm a member. I can go back. I don't think there's any point to this poem. I feel bad so far that this poem exists. I don't have anything to say about the biennial yet. It takes me a while to take that shit in, and even after I do, I rarely have anything profound to say. I don't know how to talk about art. I don't know what to say about art. I just fucking like it, okay? Get off my case. I never claimed to be an art critic. For decades, I resisted calling myself a poet. Do you know how many terrible poets I listened to before I decided, okay, I'm a poet? Probably more than 1,000. Okay, now I know why this poem exists. I just needed a moment to get there. And last poem of the day, it's the second to last poem of the day. Poem number 499, moving on. Things may happen for a raisin or a craisin, but I don't think they happen for a reason. I've heard people say God won't give you anything you can't handle, but then I've seen people, including me, completely lose their shit over nothing. So I try to make meaning, to find reasons that make sense to me, and when I fall apart and act like an animal, I ask for forgiveness and then try to forgive myself. Poem number 500, this is the last poem of the day, The Infinite. Or should it be called The Radiance? You tell me. You can't put a frame around the unframeable, and when you give a name to the unnameable, and you limit that shit and box that radiance in, don't be surprised when it bursts out. When it bursts out and you get, I'm going to try it again, and I think it's going to be called The Unnameable. Poem number 500, The Unnameable. You can't put a frame around the unframeable, and when you give a name to the unnameable, you limit that shit and box that radiance in. So don't be surprised when it bursts out and you get shit or blinding brilliant sunlight splashed all over your face. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.